What?
I sure hope Steven tells us when he starts rolling.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, cool.
We've been rolling. I'm recording.
Oh, hey.
Hey!
You look a little different.
What? I just got done watching Bird Box. So, thought I'd try the challenge. You've heard about the challenge, right?
You checking your email?
Yeah, actually. Hold on a second.
Got the coffee down?
I don't want to look.
Yeah. Can you approve that design for me?
Sure. Hold on a second. I got to find it in my email. Whew. What'd you think of that movie?
It was all right. I like the idea that they were trying to do something different that I've never seen before, but I think we talked about this earlier where a lot of the series on Netflix and all these other places have ruined movies for me.
Yeah.
You get a 2-hour movie now.
Right.
Like, that's it?
Right. Yeah.
I can't binge watch 4 seasons of something.
Right. Why can't I watch 8 episodes of the first season and then see if I like it or not?
Right. A little trial run.
Right. A little trial run.
Yeah.
I'm watching a show right now called Frontier with the guy that was in Aquaman this year.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Something Momoa or something like that. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
And I still don't know if I like it, and I still don't know if it's good or bad because it's got some pretty
Well, that's the one you were telling about in
questionable
Canada.
acting.
Yeah.
I like the story, like the subject matter. It's about the fur traders back, the Hudson Bay Company and the English and living up north and French and Native Americans and it's pretty cool, like the whole interaction. But it's just it's good and yet it's like I said, there's some questionable acting in it too that I'm like, I don't know if this is good. I keep watching it though.
Hey, going back to Bird Box, spoiler alert. So fast forward 30 seconds if you haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
But still watch our podcast.
Right.
When they were going to go to the grocery store, I was like, okay, how are they going to get there?
Right.
And they go in the garage, I'm like, okay, they got a car, that makes sense.
Yep.
And I'm thinking maybe they'll crack the door or something and just watch it on the road. And they paint all the windows, like, what are they doing?
Right.
And then, okay, they got the GPS.
Yep.
All right, this is getting better. I'm like, well, they're still going to run into stuff. There's
Right.
bodies and cars everywhere.
Yep.
And they got that obstacle avoidance. I'm like, son of a, never thought of that.
They thought of everything.
They did.
Make it kind of believable.
Yeah.
I still don't think you would get there.
I thought they'd just be like, boom, boom,
It still was
boom,
pretty.
boom, over.
It was still a pretty easy road to the grocery store.
Right.
Just happened they were just down the street a few blocks.
Well, then one guy wanted to stay there. I was like, it's kind of a good idea.
I thought of it right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you ever go back?
But then you wouldn't have the comforts of the house, like beds and couches.
True.
And
Plus, at some point, I don't know. It's kind of far-fetched.
You think? All right.
Anywho.
So, Bird Box open. Done.
You sure?
Nah,
No,
I think we're good.
It's good.
Maybe later you can do the Bird Box challenge and we'll play catch.
We'll do
Baseball.
Yeah. We'll do Bird Box challenge with eggnog.
Yeah. Blind taste test. All right.
All right. Well, welcome to 2019.
Thank you.
We made it.
We did. See you next year. Oh, should have done
too
that
late.
last one.
Too late. Should have did it last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't want to give away when we did this. Now we got to get this done really quick.
Right. We're gonna edit this today, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So on what episode 22? What did we talk about? We talked about a lot of things, but I think the one thing that we said we'd come back with today was voice search. I know we've been, we talked about what to cover in this episode in general, but which we could talk about resolutions and all that. But I think everyone does that. I've seen a lot of blogs and stuff, but it's funny when I read a lot of the blogs. One of the top 5 things to consider for this year, one of them usually is voice.
Yeah, I keep coming across that too.
Yep. So I think it's timely and it's good and for our own sakes. So So yeah, what did we find out?
Well, I think I was a little shocked. I thought there was going to be a lot more to it. It's not easy. I won't say that.
Right.
There's a lot of work involved to come up on voice search, but I thought there was going to be special software and special apps and programs and everything you needed, but really it's just crafting your content. And
so doing a lot of things you're probably already doing or should be doing.
yeah, but I thought it was different. I thought they were, I feel like we're crafting it differently than we used to for other searches.
Right.
But I'm sure they both come up at the same level. But
Yep.
there's a ton of stats that we found that we won't go into. I think we might even touched on that last time.
I think we did.
Um,
I think it's what led us down this path.
Right, but it's here to stay. There's a lot more people using voice, and in fact, I've been using it more. Maybe because we have a Echo at home now, but I've been using my phone a lot more. I didn't do that much, and
Right.
like this is so easy. Why wouldn't I do this all the time? So it's here to stay.
Yeah.
And I think some of the one of the stats I think we were reading, a couple of the graphs of where people are using it, maybe was cool to see that before voice was only used like in an office by yourself or at your house by yourself, but now
Right.
it's like being used a lot more in public and at offices and things like that. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is.
Yeah, and I think it's good. I think it's a natural. The more I think about it, it's more of a natural fit. I mean, to just be able to simply call things out and find things with so much information at our fingertips now. To be honest, I think when I look back to when voice things started to happen, I was kind of like, why? Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
why were we doing it this way? Are we getting lazier? But I think it's smarter, and I think when I think back to like using Alexa for example, when I first saw those things come out, I thought, why do we need this? And now that I have one and whatever, I find it's kind of cool. Like I kind of like the interaction with it. I can see the potential. I don't use it to its fullest extent, like some people do, but definitely something that you're right is not going away, especially when you think about the phone thing. I think that's one thing I didn't even consider.
Yeah.
I kept thinking voice is strictly like Google Assistant and all those pieces, and they were like talking about Siri and talking about those respective smartphone apps, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that is voice. And yeah, I do use it occasionally, and I probably have found myself using it more, or at least being more conscious maybe that I'm using it. So it's interesting.
One thing I didn't consider really was laptops and desktops.
Right.
And this is a newer laptop, well, this last year anyway, and it's got the button bar on it. It's got Siri right on it, and so you can do your voice search. I haven't done that much, but now I'm starting to think, why don't I?
Right.
So yeah, I guess I was thinking the assistants like you were saying, and then phones and everything, but
I can't wait till I can go, Siri, make me a logo.
oh yeah,
Right? And then
I
we
like
just sit
that.
back and watch YouTube videos while it makes it for us.
Why wouldn't the client say that?
I don't know. That's a good point.
They wouldn't need to hire us.
Shoot. I should shut up before I give people ideas.
I mean, you guys can fall back on acting.
Hey,
Yeah.
right? I can do Bird Box 2.
Right.
I could be in that. Been practicing.
You think the cinematographers were bored in that? Like, oh, hey, here's some weird light that goes by a blindfold. So voice.
Voice.
I took out a few things to talk about, but
Yeah.
like I said, it's easier than I thought it was. So
Right.
I think it's just mostly about crafting your content differently or
Right.
things to consider. So I wrote down a couple things just that I thought were good ideas, but targeting question keywords, thinking of everything as more of a question than necessarily
How people are going to ask. So
Yeah.
think of it that way.
yeah. That's just one way to do it.
Yeah,
That's a lot for, for example, they talk about a lot like FAQ pages. So what hours are you open? Where are your locations? Things like that that people might be searching for.
Yeah.
So a lot of question things like that.
I think too, it makes sense, and I'm thinking about just when you think about the web development side, a lot of sites that we do include FAQs, and I think it just makes them even more valuable or more needed than, because sometimes we've traded them as secondary content, put them up in a secondary nav, or sometimes you don't even do it, based on depending on what you do. But I think there's probably a reason now more than ever to include an FAQ section and make sure it's a good one.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times for me, I thought with smaller sites, I didn't think you really needed an FAQ because it's right there. There's only 4 or 5 pages anyway, but now I see the value a little bit more. I think there's like stat type things too that you probably don't need to have questions for. For example, if you're looking up like what team does so-and-so play for or something, I think you're probably going to find that without those question keywords. Yeah. But that's, a very popular search thing that people are looking for. And
I see my kids at home do this a lot when they use it. They'll they like following like NBA basketball players and stuff, and sometimes we'll be watching like say the Timberwolves, and like my youngest son, he'll take his and he'll just say the name because it'll just return like all the things you want to know about, DeMar DeRozan or whatever from Toronto. Excuse me, he got traded.
I have no idea.
Anyways, but it's funny, like it'll tell you every, just like you normally would search, but like sometimes you don't even have to ask the question. You just say the person's name or say something about it, and it's going to return some pretty awesome stuff, probably the stuff you're looking for.
Right.
So
that's returning it more as a readable. Yeah. The Siri or whoever's not reading it all back to you.
Right.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I should say she will. Like sometimes it'll be like, Phil Davidson.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It'll kind of give like a base, like about kind of thing. Not necessarily all their stats, but it'll get in that if you want them. But anyways, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
so
FAQs are important.
FAQs are important. Talks a lot about writing in natural language, which makes sense. People are asking the questions differently than they type them in. So found that people are searching on a search engine, they're probably abbreviating a lot of things. It's not a full question. It's,
That makes
simple
sense.
enough. Yeah. So now when you're speaking into the voice search, people are asking the question in its entirety. So there was a lot of that about natural language and long tail keywords. So instead of just having these short keywords, now we'll have to think more in the sentence form and how people are asking.
Well, and that makes sense when you think about SEO, because typically, if you're looking for something specific, so say it's like Creative Arcade, Duluth, Minnesota. I mean, we should come up. If you're thinking about just saying even ad agency or digital agency, Duluth, Minnesota, you're going to get a lot more broader things. If you just say digital agency, you're going to get all kinds of stuff. It's the same thing with just basic search criteria. So if you think about so I mean, what that kind of tells me too, though, is on a local scale, you probably want to be a little more specific in what you ask versus, because a lot of time you might just say, what is, I don't know, what is
cheeseburger
recipe. You're going to get a ton of stuff probably returned, right? So anyway, so it's definitely, when you think about search in general, this is very important and where it's coming from, because it's just taking probably the most recent or the highest rated thing on there, I would think, right? Or the highest ranking returned specific, I guess. So
a lot of this stuff we found was basic SEO stuff,
right?
Keyword research. So research what potential customers might be looking for, but you're doing that anyway for doing SEO things. One thing I found was write for a 9th grade level or below, which I feel like that would be for general content anyway.
Right.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the definition or the difference is there.
I don't know, maybe because of the specifics of things, or like the level of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know what that would be.
I guess I was just happy to see 9th grade level.
Yeah, right.
I feel like a lot of the stuff you see is 5th grade or below or something. So yeah, just a few takeaways there. I mean, we didn't teach you how to do voice today, but I think it's doable. It's, you do a little research and you just craft your content a little differently. And
Well, and yeah, we're not going to tell you how to do it, but yeah, I mean, I think you're right, and I think what we learned is a lot of the basic SEO tactics that people should be doing are even more important when you consider with voice. So if you're not doing a lot of SEO or work on that to improve your content, you probably need to.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, not just from the website of things, but from the voice.
Yep.
I think I read too in an article about voice. It talked about like featured snippets, which are usually those little like really brief. They're almost like they're not necessarily meta descriptions, but they're close to that. That return right away, like in search results. If you ever do a thing on Google, a lot of times if there's a featured snippet about a piece, that'll come up first. And I think they showed on there that on this article I read, a lot of times these featured snippets is what are going to be found first, which means it's probably what's going to be returned from Siri or Alexa, whatever. They're going to return those snippets first. So, so there too. There's if you're not doing a lot of SEO work on your current website, including maybe some of that, adding some of those featured snippets, and those usually include a lot of the keyword-rich things. A lot of things you're talking about, you're probably gonna get overlooked when it comes to being returned as a result. So
yeah, I think even more so maybe now. You know how I think we've talked about personas before on here with Kate.
Yep.
And I think even more so now is to find not only that target market, but how are they searching or what?
Right. What are those things that are, when you think about the ideal person or user using that specific content, how are they going to talk to it, not only from a search standpoint on your computer, but maybe even if they're interacting through voice. Right. So, even slang and things like that, like what are ways that they might interact with that more and maybe in a different way than just some general search that anyone could be doing.
Right. Because it talks about natural language. So what is that natural language for that persona? And is it different than what they would type in? So
that's crazy.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks for looking at that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep diving in more, and not right now, but later.
Yeah.
As we go. So
like, what would it return? What do you think it would be returned if we said, what is glass blowing?
Oh, good segue.
Phil Assistant. No, we bring it up because we just had, so we're shifting away from voice now. We had our little company Christmas party or holiday party the other night, and we did glass blowing.
Yeah.
At Lake Superior Glass, Art Glass.
Art Glass, yeah.
Lake Superior Art Glass. What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. I'm not going to lie. I really thought blowing glass, we'd be sitting there blowing glass and, forming it that way.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe a few levels above our what we should be doing at this point.
I had the same thought. I'm like, wow, we're going to actually be blowing glass. But now I look back at it, that would have been an absolute nightmare.
Oh, yeah. It was a blast, though. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Basically, what we did was we took, we made the little stem in between a glass. So I did a wine goblet.
Yep.
I think you did too, right?
I did too.
Yeah. So we did the stem that goes in between the base and the top cup part or goblet part.
The drinky place.
The drinky place. So we made that, and that was fun. Got to mix 3 colors together and use a blowtorch that was hot.
Well, I knew it was hot, but I'm glad. It was kind of funny that he didn't tell us how hot it was until we were all done with it almost.
Yeah.
It was like 3,000 to 5,000 degrees.
Yeah.
For the mixing part, and then like at the end he was kind of like braising stuff together, and it was a little bit lower temp, more even temp, but that was crazy to think about. Oh, if I put my finger in there, it probably would be gone when I pulled it out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, we probably should have grabbed them because they're a couple doors down from us right now. We should have grabbed them and had them sitting here.
Oh.
Maybe we'll take photos after the podcast and show them.
That's true. Yeah, we'll show them in there.
We'll put mine right here.
Yep.
And then yours right.
We're doing this again?
No.
Well, we are now.
Yep. We got some cool videos too. I know we shared them on social media.
We'll throw a few in here.
Yeah.
We put the final edit together. Yeah.
One thing I thought was very cool
Yep.
is with the naked eye or even the videos we took, you can't see the colors mixing. You just see a big flame.
Right.
But we had just tinted glasses on and mixing the colors. We could see everything. And I didn't realize that's why we were wearing them until he said to take them off and look, and it's just a big ball of fire.
I had those really cool flip-up ones.
Oh, yeah.
And I showed my kids that when I got home, and all this was, Dad, those are sick. That was
They're
funny.
cool again.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Walk around the high school with that? Hey, I'm here to pick up my son.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, who's your son? Because those are really cool glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I had fun. I know we brought our spouses, and yeah, they all, at least my wife said it too. She thought it was pretty cool. And something different.
I knew glass blowing or glass work wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But it gave me a lot more appreciation for seeing some of the stuff that was out
Like
in
the
the
advanced
showroom.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like thinking about some of the pieces that they sell probably a gazillion of, like wine goblets and stuff, to be able to have a design that you have to replicate.
Yeah.
How in the heck do you do that?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty cool.
I could see why people love doing it so much. I mean, it's mesmerizing with the flame and the colors, and
We were there. How long were we there? Like hour and a half?
we were there about 2 hours.
See, and I didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Definitely time flies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was fun.
that was super fun.
And we went to dinner afterwards.
Little din
and-
din. It was good. Ate too many onion rings. So I couldn't eat my other stuff, but that's okay. I had a really good lunch over the weekend then.
Right.
So that was good. So
Should we recap what we did 2018?
yeah, that was kind of the end of the year. We had a little kind of end of year party and holiday party, but yeah, last year was good. Last year was and sometimes you don't like. It's good to sometimes look back and reflect on where you've been. It's I don't know. The year went by really quickly, but we did a lot of stuff, and a lot of good things happened to us this year, Creative Arcade wise, as a company. So
Well, and this list we're going to read off was about, what, 5 seconds of us brainstorming?
Right, there's
And
probably all
there's
kinds-
5 things in here I forgot about
Yeah.
until we mentioned it.
Oh.
So,
nice.
well, and
Yeah.
how many more things did we do that
Right.
aren't in here?
Well, I think big thing. February comes around and we add Steven. So that was cool. Shh. He's in the room.
He's
so-
still here.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So that's
good.
good. Yeah.
We added Kate. We introduced Kate a few episodes ago, but she's been here since what, June? So yeah, it's just that was good. We kind of checked some boxes about when it comes to the things we offer and things we do that made our lives easier, but I think just made our work even better for clients. Adding those folks. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. Yeah, that was cool.
Well, when you said we heard Kate, in that episode we introduced Kate is kind of the unveiling of a different type of podcast a little bit for us.
Yeah, a little
so-
upgraded. We had
Yeah.
added some things. I don't know if you probably maybe don't notice it, but we even have some lights today, which we didn't have even last episode, to try and help make our faces look a little prettier on camera. I don't know if it's helping, but at least you can
put that back
at
on.
least you can see us. But yeah, no, I mean, just trying to improve in a lot of areas as we grow, and that included even quality of our podcast. So that was cool.
One of the things that we bought for the quality of the podcast was a new camera and some lenses and some things like that. So not only do we upgrade the podcast, but we have some capabilities.
Like
also.
the drone.
Yep. Well, even I was just going to say in the photography and video world, that we can do outside the podcast,
Yeah.
and then the drone.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things with 2019, I think we got to get some more drone stuff going.
Yeah.
Just for fun. I've seen a lot more drone locally. Some things pop up, which is awesome, and stuff that it'd be fun to go get ourselves. So, what else? Inbound marketing wise, we've been talking a lot about it this last year. I think it's been one of our we've been doing it now for 2 years. I think this last year was really the year we kind of took some huge leaps forward, not only for ourselves and our knowledge of it, but also I think what we're providing for clients. In fact, we're doing that now, and in fact, we are now I think we're going to put out a blog post soon about this, but we're now a silver HubSpot partner. So that's cool. We're starting to grow in that realm.
Yep.
We're actually not far off from our gold status, so that's kind of a goal for 19 is, being able to add a few more clients and the power of what that provides. So that's really cool. Content definitely is becoming more and more of a staple, I think, when it comes to the marketing realm for any industry.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've been doing that and we're doing it well, I think is a testament to, again, growth and including trying to make ourselves better.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
We launched a couple campaigns this year with Fairview Range Hospital and Memorial Medical. So those are great. A lot of TV and video and
and even more of a foray into healthcare. We've done it in the past a lot, and a little bit here and there along the way as far as what industries we've been working on. But I think it's just solidifying the fact that it's an important industry and one that I think to help people, their customers, their patients understand the what's out there for healthcare and the importance of healthcare, and so it's all good. I'm kind of glad we're kind of doing those things again. So
yep. Our website.
Yeah, launched a new website of our own, which I know we're already working on a few things to improve where we've been even from 6 months ago that we're hopefully unveiling here in the next month or so. Just some bigger and better parts of our site to kind of tell people more about what we do and interact more. And
it was important for us to get it up and going.
Yeah, and then from there, like, how do you keep improving? And
right.
refine? It's like what we tell all of our clients.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do and get going, and then from there you can kind of, because sometimes it's easy to sit there and go, well, what about this and what about that? And honestly, I think we kind of did that for a while too, where we got
Absolutely.
kind of paralysis by analysis of having had everything exactly perfect, which it's never exactly perfect.
Right. Not to mention we were working on other big websites and campaigns and things, so it kind of got the back burner quite a bit, and which always happens. But I feel like now that it's up, and I know some of the things that are coming are going to be very cool. Excited to keep.
We did a lot
modifying it.
Yeah, and speaking of so we did our own website, and then you were just saying about some of our other clients, but a big one is. And I don't think we've even really shared it much yet, now that I think about it, which we should do soon. The fact that we did a whole brand new website with St. Louis County, Minnesota. They're the largest county geographically. I don't remember if it's in the country or is it west of the Mississippi?
West of the Mississippi, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's top 5
it's
in the country.
Right. So, and we already did a lot of work with them and continue to do a lot of work with them with their different departments and their needs at times. But that was a huge undertaking. It took a year and a half of starting from scratch, meeting with all their departments, getting everyone's input, from not only department heads, but even those that, people that work within those departments, and getting some of their thoughts and organizing all that and creating, going through the whole process of, what does a new website look like? What should it include? What's going to be important to the public? What are things they look for all the time? Looking through the analytics, taking into account, verbal comments. Then we did a bunch of surveys, and then all the way through that and formulating kind of a new content strategy and how the design would support that, and then approving that. And you went
to a couple meetings.
In fact, they made a comment once or twice like, you should just get an office here. Yeah. Because I was there so much. But we should really be proud of that, because that was not an easy thing. For what I understand, it's been received really well. It's doing well. I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah. And then I think we got a couple websites that we're wrapping up for the end of the year here, actually starting into 2019, but we've been wrapping up that I'll be going live within the next month here. There's like 4 projects, all at various stages of closeness to being doneness.
What are you going to do around here after that?
Well, we got a few more queued up now.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So yeah, but that's good. So
we probably talked about it. I don't know if we did or not in previous podcast, but you and I also went down to watch Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary V.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gary V.
Yep. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot about him, but if you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up. He's all over the interwebs. He's got some books out that are pretty popular.
If you do a search for, marketing, content marketing, all those kind of things, he'll probably show up right underneath us.
Yep. I will warn. Right. I will warn you. Sometimes he can be pretty loose with his language. Just a fair warning, but he's also very real, and I think he doesn't sugarcoat things. He's just very smart. I know we respect him a lot and things that he said. I know one thing that he was talking about recently that I think we've taken to heart, and I think it makes sense even for when you think about our clients, is just the importance of building brand. And I think about the content pieces that we're doing, the content work that we do week in and week out for our clients and ourselves. It just solidifies building brand.
Yeah.
And he was talking a lot about not trying to sell, which is really the idea of inbound marketing. You're not necessarily selling anything. You are helping people. You're being a trusted resource. You're building brand, and it totally resonates. And when you take a step back, because sometimes the grind of content marketing, of consistently making content and putting stuff out and what it all means and being that resource for people, it's a lot of time and effort, and it can sometimes, I'd be honest, can feel like an endless kind of carousel, but when you think about what you're providing and you kind of take a step back and realize and look back at all the things you've put out in the world and reacted to and help people with whatever it is that you do as an industry, it's pretty satisfying to think about. And when we think about building brand and being that trusted resource, it makes sense. So that was really cool when I saw him say that the other day. And again, it's not groundbreaking when you think about it, but just someone to say it and to preach it, it's kind of like, yeah, he's right. You know, I can get with that. So
it was great seeing him because we've both been following him for several years now, and have bought a few books of his and constantly are watching new videos and everything. So I kind of thought when we went to see him that we weren't going to hear anything new, that we hadn't heard because we follow him so much. But we did. There was stuff we had heard before, but it really just also pounded it in my head that, we got to be doing some of this stuff and learning more about it. But we also had a few new takeaways too. So that was fun. Yeah,
he's a great resource. So yeah, that was, there's probably a lot more, but I think we...
Those are some good highlights.
Some good highlights, and a lot more to come, 19, so...
We should keep a running tally this year.
We should, yeah.
Every month recap something. And
then this time next year, it'll just be like the recap show.
Yep.
That'd be really kind of cool. Talk about, one of the first things we can talk about is, it started out the year, Jeff came on did the Bird Box Challenge.
Everybody's going to be like, what's Bird Box?
Right, I'll be like, look at episode 23.
Yeah.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
Forgot all about that.
We'll probably be talking about Bird Box 2 by then.
Oh, that could be.
Return of the Thing.
Yep. They lose a second sense now.
Oh.
They can't hear anything.
Oh, so they'll have eyes and ears.
Yep.
That'd be really weird.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we bored people enough. So.
Probably. Well, can we give a teaser for next week?
What are we doing? Hold on here.
By next week, I mean next podcast?
Oh, yeah. So next podcast, we want to talk about analytics. So we're going to have Jan Christensen on next time, our main web developer and analytics extraordinaire. He's had some really cool stuff lately. He's been showing me that he's been integrating for some of our clients. So he wants to share some of those ideas.
Love it.
And obviously SEO has a place, and I think it's tied. We talked about SEO a little bit today in voice, so I think there's a place there to kind of makes sense. But yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that. So there too, just a real quick reminder, if you have a question about SEO and or analytics that you want to do before next time, ask CA, remember, hashtag ask CA on any social channels, and we will definitely try to integrate those questions into that for next time. So
that sounds awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Well, till next time.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Bird Box, go watch it. All right, see you later.
Bye-bye.